Would you all please be seated? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you. This is a 3-part guide on figuring out who you want to be before you leave for university. And go. I think it's kind of weird that I've known you guys for 4 to 6 years, and we might have had a couple classes together, but we don't know each other all that well. We're not super close, but I have to thank you all in here for teaching me something so important. I learned that a person is a bit like the universe. We are ever expanding and growing as an individual and as a group. We're always giving bits of ourselves to other people, and in return getting pieces back that help us grow as a person. We collect these keepsakes and they leave imprints on us that help us change. We're made up of these shared experiences, and this cumulative knowledge is what we form our identity from. I am my thoughts, my actions, my mistakes, and my victories. I'm not the me I am when I'm with my parents, nor am I just the me I am standing in front of you today. I am a combination of myself, of all different kinds, all of which are growing and changing at the same time. And so, my friends, are you. For those people who were at the CASE conference this last week, you might already know the question I'm about to ask you. Who are you? And I don't mean your name or where you're from, because while those are important, they're just a small part of the bigger picture. You aren't simply a name or a place. You are so much more. We're at a time at our lives now where we're trying to figure out who we are and who we want to be. And we're starting to wrap our heads around this notion that nobody will see the world in the exact same way that we do. All of our experiences and our points of view are completely unique. And while we don't see something the exact same way, it's still different for everybody. So while I have your attention, I want to let you into my head for a couple minutes. We all have a list of people that we think have changed us in a way. We have the family member that taught us how to laugh, because if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at? We all have the childhood friend that we've known for 12 plus years and who's basically a part of the family. We have the friend who hasn't changed much since we first met them, and their enthusiasm and just everything about them is so contagious. We have the teachers that have pushed us to follow our passions. And without any of these people, we would not be who we are today. In the beginning, we have our parents. They're the first to consider our potential. From the day we arrive on this planet and blinking step into the sun, there is more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than, sorry, that's the Lion King. But you know what? I think that still stands. Our parents are our Mufasa to our Simba. They show us how to do good and how to be happy. They teach us to laugh and why family is important. They want us to not wander into elephant graveyards. We tend to take after our parents, although no one in here would admit it. We also have our siblings. They're the Rafiki, the wise, crazy, and will smack us upside the head when we need it. And while I don't get to see my brother that often, I know that if I ever have a problem and Mike is home, he'll have my back. I know when it comes to my family, it's our sense of humor that brings us together. And while it's a little off, and I wouldn't dare say any of the jokes told by our family friends in this chapel, I wouldn't change it for anything. It's really what kind of binds us as a family, and honestly, I love them to bits. Next comes this big ball of wibbly-wobbly friendshipy stuff, and personally, these are the people that I think influence us the most. Our friends push our boundaries, and we tend to, looking back on ourselves, adopt bits of their personalities that we really enjoy. And think of all the people you met when you first started Appleby. Think of the friends you met in middle school or on your first day of high school. And think of the people now. How much have they changed? Have they grown up? Have they matured? Are they more comfortable with themselves? Have they grown up over the time you've known them? Because chances are, if you've been around them long enough, you'll start to emulate those characteristics you like about them. Now, I'd like to think, anyways, I've grown up since grade 7. and I'm fairly certain it's because of a few key people. I don't think I would have enjoyed this year nearly as much without dancing to AC/DC with Morgan and Karina, or getting up just past 7 every morning to eat breakfast with the Breakfast Club, or learning some really bad life advice by fellow artists I've met over the years. Lastly, there's a third group of people that over high school will help change you, and I'm not too sure how to describe them. Our teachers are people who want to see us succeed, yet constantly challenge us. And we are so lucky to have the teachers we have. I mean, at least in my realm of the school, they're fantastic. Now, in the beginning we had our parents, and throughout high school, we've had our friends. But what do teachers have to do with personal influence? I know, I'm hilarious. So think of it this way. Once you know where you're heading, all you need to know is how to get there. And this is the last step in high school. This is the whole part of finding out who you are or who you want to be. The who in this scenario is like being a doctor or a psychologist or an artist or a director. We all need advice once in a while, and especially in our last year here. The amount of times I've gone to Mr. T or Ms. Cater or Ms. Haggy or Ms. Powers, juggling the pros and cons of a different school or trying to focus in for an interview where I'm freaking out about my portfolio is just ridiculous. They've been here every single time I've wanted help over my years at Appleby, and I haven't gotten a chance to really thank them. And since I've come here in grade 7, they've pegged me as an artist, and they've been pushing my limits and helping me to get where I want to be ever since. And what you want to do for the rest of your life is a part of who you are. I mean, you want to pick something that you'll be happy at. And if you pick something you're happy at, you're not going to be working a day in your life because you love it. So getting a couple second opinions on the school you want to go to is kind of important, and I'm sure some of you senior twos will agree with that. Now, I said at the beginning of my speech, I think people are a bit like the universe. We are made up of millions and billions of thoughts and people that we've met. And we get a fresh start at being ourselves every time we meet a new face. Each experience that happens to us will change us, however slightly. Pardon my cough. And slowly over time, all those experiences and all those different versions of ourselves will collide. And that person that we find to be us will always stay true no matter the situation. So let this be one of the impressions I leave on you all. Don't think of me as just a name or a place. Think of me as a good book, one with pages and pages of plot and character development and character dynamics. One that is so easy to read, but really hard to put down. One that you'll never hear a spoiler of. And one that you can change the ending of just by saying hello. And there you have it, my 3-part or people person guide on how to find out who you want to be over the course of high school. So I hope you'll all take some time over our last couple of weeks at Appleby and say hello to somebody new. Leave an impression on them that very well may change who they want to be. And if you have a friend that isn't sure what they want to do, talk with them. Help them figure out what they're passionate about and who they want to be. And doing so will help you do the same. Would you please stand and sing hymn 500? Thank you.